Good day, YouTube. Today is Saturday. It's April 14th. Yep, day after Friday the 13th, 2018. We are wiring some lights. Hey, in the last video, we got the boards all done for the Boyertown Stepvan to house all the interior lighting. And we got the lights installed and everything. I have now flipped it over and we're going to start wiring all this stuff together. Well, I have already started wiring all the lights up. I'll show you real quick what I did to get started. First thing I did was I got a box of these plastic cable clamps. Harbor Freight, few bucks. I've actually had it for a little while, but anyway, took a whole bunch of them to do this because what I did between all the lights, I put a couple of these cable clamps, just screwed them down with a flathead screw, one not long enough to go all the way through the board. Did that all the way down and then pulled 3 wires through them. One of the wires obviously is going to be ground and it needs to be attached to every light. And then I pulled what we'll call in the industry a switch leg, or a wire that comes hot when the switch is turned on, and that's going to wire to every one of these LED interior lights. And then curled up at the end is another, let's just call it a switch leg, another wire that will come hot when another switch yet to be determined is turned on. So there will be some colored, I want ultraviolet, blue, purple, accent lights attached to this board. In some means it might be a rope light attached to the bottom. I'm just not sure what that is. I ordered some lights. They came in. I wasn't happy with them. I'm not putting them on. So it'll be something else. So I'm going to wire in preparation for those accent lights, but we're going to get the lights installed this weekend, and the accent lights will come later. So I'm going to show you how I do this. Y'all can do it however you like. I have seen so many projects come into my shop with those blue wire tap things on them, and I can't stand them. I have had so many troubleshooting issues that always come back to those stupid wire taps. But people use them. Even factories use them. I've changed those out on even a brand new trailer that I had that had those stupid wire taps in them. You can use stake-ons, you can splice, you can wire net. There's all kinds of ways to put these lights together. But why not get set up and solder these things? And that's what I'm doing. I'm soldering all this stuff. It's a one-time deal. It's going to last forever. My house, built 1957, all the connections are soldered. It's solid. It'll last forever. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm not cutting the wire as I go through. What I'm doing is stripping the insulation off of it. And then, let's see if I can do this one-handed. This will be a trick, won't it? And then wrapping the wire around the copper. I can do this one-handed. Are you kidding me? Look at that. And then we'll solder them. And then we'll tape them up. So that's how I'm doing it. You can do it how you want. Mine will last longer. If you ever need to replace it, well, you're going to come in here, you're going to cut it. You're going to replace it. You're going to solder them back. In the long haul, it's cheaper. You get a roll of solder and a decent solder gun, and you're good to go for a long time. It'll last you a long time. Or you can keep buying those crimp-on connectors. You know, not so bad in an interior environment like this. Would probably work out just fine. But, you know, underneath your rig, trailer lights, engine compartment, all that stuff. I'm a solder guy. I'll convert you all to solder guys if you'll let me. So I'm going to continue. I've been just kind of stripping these out. We'll get them all wrapped around. We'll come back, solder them, tape them up. I have about half done. I got a few left to go. And then at the end, this would be the front end, I've got enough wire to get to where I need to go to my switch. My switch is going to be on that side of the Stepvan. So this row here goes there. The other one here goes over there. So those wires have to come across over to where my switch slash dimmer is located, and we will get to that shortly. So I'm going to move on ahead and get all the other connections made up. I'll set you up on a stand. We'll do one together so you can see how we do it. And then I'll move quickly and get these done. Yeah. So, which one I want to do first? That one I started, probably, right? Finish what we start. There we go. There's a close-up. We're going to take the black wire and we're going to wrap it around. Then we're going to grab our solder gun. We're going to wait for it to get hot. We're not going to sit there and hold it against the wire while this thing is warming up, because then all you do is overheat it. You got to get in with a good hot gun, get it soldered, and get out, get done. Don't fiddle around with it. She starts smoking a little bit. All right, we're hot. So let's get in there. Now, just like cooking on a stove in a pan with oil, and it helps to transfer the heat. So does solder help transfer the heat to what you're working on. And then you want to pull a solder through the connection. You don't want to just glob it on there. We're not gluing this with Elmer's glue. So we've got a little solder, transfers the heat. Put your solder on the other side of the wire and let it draw through the wire. Just like that. In and out, jiffy quick. Same over here. A little solder, transfer the heat. On the other side of the wire. Hope I didn't block that. Done. Those are great solder joints. They'll last my lifetime. I'll show you real quick, close up. I've taken you out of zoom here. A beautiful solder joint, another beautiful solder joint. Okay, we're going to tape them up. Taping them up. Peel off a little tape. Tape them up while it's still warm. Don't burn yourself. Pull her tight. You're not going to be able to see any of this anyway. Alright, do the ground side. There we go. Soldered and taped. It's neat. It'll last. It's guaranteed. It's a great connection. It's wonderful. All right, I'm going to get these knocked out and I'll get back to you just a little bit. Okay, we got them all wired up. I think we should bench test them before we get them all in the Stepvan. So I got batteries here, stripped wires out. The white should be negative. Should be. Alright. Here's negatives over here. Here's one side. Yeehaw. Success. Now, the other side. White negative. This side. We have lights. Good deal. Alright, next is hinges. All I need to do now is flip these back over and put some hinges on. So I have 4 sets of 4 pairs of 1.5 hinges. So we're going to put 4 hinges on each board. So I'll sit down and do some calculating here. So we'll come in about, yay far, come in over there about yay far, and then put 2 more there in the middle somewhere. That's what we'll do. And then we got to get them in and hang them. That should be fun by myself, but we'll figure it out. Check back with you shortly. Well, I got one of them hanging in here. It's kind of dark and the lights are glaring. Sorry about that, but I got one little screw out of plastic bag so it doesn't scratch the wood. Holding it against the wall. Remember, it's hanging on hinges on the top. That wrinkle right there on the wall is the window I haven't cut out yet, by the way, as that is a roof vent, all that stuff, but that's come out real nice. That's a good fit. It's a good color. It's a good contrast to the carpeting. I know the color's not coming through real good in the low light situation, but it looks good up there, doesn't it? Right on. So I am done for the evening. We will resume our video tomorrow morning. We'll get the other one hanging, and we'll get the dimmer switch mounted. We'll put some power to it, make them go on. That'd be cool. We'll see you tomorrow. That'll be about 2 seconds. Well, we're back. It's Sunday. For you, it's just a split second, but for me, we got to sleep a little bit. So I have the driver's side light bar, whatever we call these things, mounted. Of course, we did this one yesterday. And this morning also, it's going to be a little dark in here. I apologize. Let me move this light over here a little bit. Set that right there. These are 2 level light LED. That's going to give me light at my mixer station when I don't have interior lights on. So I had bought those a couple months ago. Before I hung this board up, I put a 3rd wire in here, which I'm not calling a switch leg because it'll be hot all the time. And it's the red one. Whoops. There. So we have a white, which is the ground wire. We have a black, which is switch leg for the main lighting. We have a blue, which will be for the blue/purple ultraviolet lights. And then the red is hot all the time, and I pulled it into here. I have these mounted. I didn't hook them up yet. I'm going to go to the hardware store sometime today and look through their latches. For now, I have a screw and a bracket and some foam to keep from scratching the finish to keep the hinged panel up against the wall. So very happy with the look. I screwed up and had my TV mount too high and realized it's really not going to work there. You can't see that. So anyway, I've got to revisit that. I've got a couple ideas. We'll make that work. So I think it's time to get these things wired in. So I'll shut you down for a little bit, and I'll get the wires run over. Behind here I have a little clip here that latches that thing. Woo. So I have a fuse box, 12-volt fuses, room for a second one, and get the ground wires all tied in. I don't even have a hot wire coming from the battery yet. I haven't set that up yet, so we'll stick a jumper pack over here, battery charger or something, and get the lights to function, and we'll go from there to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of the day after I get these hooked up. So I'll shut you down for a minute, and we'll come back and check my progress. All right, we got them wired up, and I didn't get these wired up yet. I'll have to do that in a bit. Put the wires right there. And again, those got their own switches on them, so we're just wiring them hot. So the dimmer's mounted. And I have a battery charger down there that is temporarily providing power for everything. It's time to see if they work. See if I can get them all in the frame. You know what? Let's turn this light off. It will be easier to see. Ooh, it got really dark. All right. Coming on. Yeah. Turn them up. Turn them up. Turn them up. There we go. It's wide open. That's off. 10%, 50%, 100%. It's a right amount of light in here too, so pretty happy about that. Y'all, really good. I'm happy, I'm happy. That's what I was hoping for. This is the most light I've had in here yet, because everything in here is a dark color, and that's because I wanted it that way. But nice light to see by. Out the window. Yeah, pretty happy. So there you go. I've done a couple videos on, you know, the LED dimmer. This is a 30 amp rated. This thing will run a ton of these things, way more than we're operating. But it should last forever, running just a dozen of these. So they're working. We're going to end this video. So thanks for watching, comment, and subscribing. Hope you got something out of it. Share it with a friend. Help me grow my channel. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Dimming down. Fade to black.